Hey guys, this is Tanya and Janine with Real
Hello.
Estate Gals. We're here to give you an update on the market right now and what's happening during all of this craziness. So Janine, what have you been seeing in the market lately with how sellers, buyers, what's everybody doing?
Well, it's still an active market. There's listings coming on. We're running about half of the total listings that we normally have, and pendings are about the same, which isn't surprising considering that, for 30 years being in this business, what I found is that it's always relative. I mean, if there's less listings, there's less buyers. If there's more listings, there tends to be more buyers out there. The difference with the Seattle market is that price range matters. The properties are more often than not to be in the $1 million range, and there's always less demand in that range. So we're seeing, I think it's extremely active now under 800-900, particularly if you're in the 700 range, because back before this all started, that range was very difficult with 10 offers on properties. So those people, I'm sure right now, are seeing an opportunity to maybe get into the market. So I think for the most part, it's going to continue that way. I expect listings to jump if we get the stay-at-home order removed, because I think a lot of listings are holding off because they feel like the demand isn't out there, which honestly, we had a listing just last week. Really nice listing up in the Greenwood area. $769 was the price on it. We had 9 showings in the first 2 days. We didn't hold off to wait to look at offers or anything. And the first day we got an offer written right away. And then we waited for showings on the second day and had another offer. So the price actually was escalated in the end. So that's great for our sellers, but it just represents that there's still serious buyers out there. It's not, they're just serious. That's the nice thing. You don't have to worry about, people that are just looking are just not out there right now. And we're not allowed to do the open houses still. So, it's appointment only.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're saying if you're a seller, now actually would be a great time to put it on, because if you're really looking for serious buyers, because there's less. And for a buyer, even though there's less inventory, there's still inventory to look at.
Yeah, it's just like it's always been. It's more difficult in the lower price range.
Yeah.
Those buyers have to be patient. I don't care now. They had to be patient before. It's just a different set of circumstances, but it's still relative.
Yes.
So anyway,
so let's talk about the lending side of things and how that's affecting the market.
Well, the money's getting tighter. Back in 2006, when it all began, that was kind of the height of the market back before the recession. Then 8 and 9, things really started tightening up in the lending world because the lenders did not want to take on the risk. Well, we're seeing that now. I would say the number one thing, if you want to buy a house and position yourself, your credit score has got to be up there, because prior to this happening, if you had sort of iffy credit, there were lenders that were still willing to work with you on a low down payment. Now the credit scores have gone up. So, I mean, if you were under 600, you had a shot at getting a loan. Now you better be over 600, and 700 is way better. 700 or better is way better to try to get a loan. Money is much tighter than it was. The jumbo loans jumbo loans, for anybody that doesn't know, are properties that there's a higher loan amount for them. The down payments have to be more. They were allowing jumbo loans with 15% down. Now they've moved to 20% only. And some of the lenders aren't even doing jumbo loans. And those are generally the ones that are for the, $1 million properties or higher end properties. Those are all jumbo loans, unless somebody has a very big down payment to bring it down below the numbers. So anyway, the buyers that I might have been able to get into a house, it's just gotten harder. Down payments are also starting to dry up a little, because some people, unless you made your down payment liquid already, there's more considerations about liquidity now, about cashing out of a IRA, using money from an IRA, or dissolving stocks, letting go of stocks right now, depending on what stocks, of course. If you have Amazon, it's okay still. Right. So yeah, that's what's happening in the lending world.
Okay, and so it sounds like what you're saying is, if they're at all questioning anything, maybe they should talk to a lender about what their specific navigation looks like. Just to start the process.
Yeah, if you're somebody, for instance, a lot of buyers start by doing these mortgage calculators on a site, and maybe they talked to a lender a year and a half ago and they got a picture. Well, the picture changed. So if you want to know if you can buy, you absolutely should not just depend on online information, because everything is changing very quickly. And it'd be best just to talk directly to a lender. And we have great lenders that we work with. They're wonderful people that are happy to answer questions. So it'd be a good idea to do that.
Yeah, they definitely are all about helping and figuring out what the best course of action.
Yes.
Love that about our people. So do you have any other things with the market that you want to share? Anything?
Well, I would just say that, they're really uncertain times. And for the most part, I'm hoping that anyone watching this is fine financially. But every day I talk to people that maybe were fine in the beginning and they're getting really nervous. And I think in general, I don't know, everybody has different opinions about it, but I believe this is going to go on a long time, and that the financial hurt isn't going away anytime soon. It'll get better, but so, houses give you options. And what I like to do is, if I have, like during the last recession, I had a lot of calls from people just nervous. They were having trouble making their mortgage payments. They were worried they were going to lose their house, and what you need to know is there's all kinds of creative things that can happen. And I'm all about creative. I mean, if somebody gives me a problem, I'm like a dog with a bone. I am going to figure out all the different options and what maybe the best course would be and everybody's an individual case. But what I mostly want anyone watching this to know is that I love answering questions. I love sharing what I know. I don't expect anything back from it. I get back from it because I put it out there, but mainly it's a way I can help right now. There aren't a million ways you can help, but I know I can help with information because I've been doing it so long and I've been through it before. Yes. So I want anyone listening to this to know that you can always call me, and your friends can call me. Yes. I'm all about taking time for people that just are nervous or just have questions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, because if they're feeling scared or worried about losing their home, or what is a short sale, or what is foreclosure, or payment assistance, you've worked with all of them.
Yeah, and you can get this information online, but it's not real. Like, there's so many variables in it all that not every case fits with what you read on the internet. And frankly, what you read on the internet sometimes can just scare you more. Right. And you kind of know, like even the foreclosure process, if you read it on the internet, it's scary as hell. Well, that's not necessarily reality of what the whole process really looks like. Yes. And same thing with short sales. There's a definition of a short sale, but it depends on the lender you're working with and trends in the market and what different lenders are doing. And I worked with tons of different lenders, so I kind of know what the expectation should be and what the reality is of it all.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing all the insight. And if you have any friends or family that are just concerned or have any questions, we're also doing competitive market analysis for folks. If they're just curious where their equity is or what their values are. Sorry, values, not equity. We're doing those for everybody. So do you want to explain really quick what a competitive market analysis is?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting when you were saying that. I was thinking a market analysis just gives you a picture of what your value is at a particular time, like now.
Yes.
But I think where I can offer more insight is because what your value is today is based on history. So it's based on the last 6 months, and those only have so much value because we're not 6 months ago, we're now. Yep. So it is so fluid and so changing. Our market analysis is more what we believe now, what's happening with your value, and what we expect to happen with your value over the next few months. So a market analysis is different depending on who you talk to. Yes. I'm not going to send you something that has the past five sales on your house. Instead, we're going to have something real time. Yes. And I'm going to talk to you about what I believe your value is and where it's going to go. So that's what we mean by our market analysis. It's yes. different than when you order online through AYZ real estate or something. Ours right. is more about on the ground knowledge at the time.
Yeah. And very personalized.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Okay, so the links are going to be in the down below. So if anybody needs to get any information or has any questions, you'll be able to reach out to us and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much again for your time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.